Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, January 11th, and I'm your host, Kristen McDonald. Over the past 2 years, Norwood resident Matt Brown has been working on the tell-all book that covers living with paralysis for the last 9 years of his life. Matt's journey has been well documented by the Norwood community, but he felt there was much more that people should know. Last month, the book finally arrived, and all Matt's hard work became a reality.
So, leading up to getting the delivery that Friday and shipping out the books that following Tuesday, those, few weeks before that were crazy. I think I felt what every writer feels. Did I add too much? Did I not add this? Did I not add that? Are people going to like it? So I was nervous, but I was also extremely excited.
Shortly after the books were delivered, Matt started receiving messages on his phone and through social media.
People were connecting with the book. They were enjoying, but they loved it. They laughed, they cried. Hopefully it made them think. It was awesome. But to tell you the truth, it really didn't hit me until I came home. Hawaii was, just a dream being out there. But then we came back and it was Christmas, then New Year's. So it didn't really hit me until, after New Year's, and just how people were receiving it.
Now that the dust has settled, Matt has finally let it sink in that he is a published author.
It's been almost 4 weeks now since people have gotten their books, and just hearing the demand that people have for it. People want to read it. I'm telling you, it's nothing I ever thought of, imagined that this would happen. And I'm just, blown away that people are connecting with it and, wanting to read it.
Matt has been able to hand deliver the book to a lot of famous and important people in his life, but one stuck out more than the others.
My favorite delivery was to Patrice Bergeron. We got to go in to the game after Christmas and before New Year's, and I got to hand deliver his book. And I think that was the coolest because he's been such an inspiration. He's become a friend, and I think that was one of the coolest things, to see his face when I gave it to him, and hopefully he reads it eventually and understands how important he has been to my recovery in these last 9 years now.
If you have not yet bought your copy of Line Change, there are a few different ways to purchase it.
There's 3 different websites. You can get it at mascotbooks.com, civinmediarelations.com, and eventually on mattbrown3.com. My website is going to be up and running hopefully in the next couple weeks. And then eventually come March and April, we're hoping to get it in Amazon, Barnes & Noble, so you'll be able to see it there.
Matt is one of the most impressive people I have ever met. He is an absolute inspiration to all of us. Thanks so much, Matt, and good luck with your book tour. The Airport Commission made a big announcement at the end of 2018 regarding one of the new buildings. For more on this, we toss it to the chairman of the Airport Commission, Mark Ryan.
Hi everyone, Mark Ryan here from the Norwood Airport Commission. I'm down here at Norwood Memorial Airport, and I'm standing in front of an airport building that was constructed back in 2008 with FAA funds, Mass DOT funds, and town funds. The shell of the building was completed in anticipation of a future grant to finish off the inside of the building. Mass DOT has recently granted Town of Norwood $1.5 million to complete the interior of this building. It will include conference rooms, manager's office, workshops for the mechanic for the airport equipment. At the December 7th, 2018 Airport Commission meeting, the Airport Commission voted to name this building after one of Norwood's heroes, and that's retired Major Mark C. Welch. Mark grew up in Norwood, Barbary Lane. He's the son of Anita Welch and Joe Welch, attended St. Catherine's School, Severian High School, and then went on to the Naval Academy, graduating in 1993. He served in the Marines for 20 years, highly decorated in serving 2 tours in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan, 1 in Kosovo, 1 in Bosnia. And he was also one of the first air attachments to help out the Katrina hurricane victims in 2005. He has a long list of accomplishments, and in 2016, sadly, Mark passed away. But this building, coming forward, is going to be named the Major Mark C. Welch Administration Building here at the airport. A well-deserved honor for a true hero, a Norwood native, and we'll keep you up to date when the actual ceremonies occur when this building is completed. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Stay tuned after this break for an update from our town manager and find out what's happening on Access Road.
If you want to know what happened in Norwood this week, watch Norwood News.
On Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
Welcome back. Now that 2018 is wrapped up, we're going to go over to Town Manager Tony Mazzucco to give us a recap on the end of the year and what to look forward to in 2019.
Hey Norwood, Town Manager Tony Mazzucco here, coming to you with a few monthly updates. We hope everyone enjoyed their holiday season, and we certainly wish everyone a very happy new year. New years often mean new beginnings and new journeys, and at Town Hall we did say goodbye to 2 longtime employees this past January. Fran Gesso, the Executive Assistant to the Board of Selectmen, retired after 25 years of service to the town of Norwood, and Debbie Melcher, Executive Assistant to the General Manager, retired after 28 years of service to the town of Norwood. We wish the both of them very well in their retirement, and we thank them both for their years of service to the town of Norwood. It's also an exciting time for the school department, as we were accepted into the Massachusetts School Building Authority program for a potential replacement of the Coakley Middle School down the road. So we're very happy that the state accepted us into that program, and we're beginning the long process of looking at a replacement for the Coakley Middle School. And we have more construction news in town, as our project for the light department has started on Access Road. Construction has begun on that project, and the staff attend weekly construction meetings. We had a public meeting last week to update abutters, and the project is so far on time and on budget, and we're looking to be in that new facility in the late part of next year. And it's going to be a great addition for our light department, and it's going to help us continue to bring the great level of service that we do to the town of Norwood. So stay tuned for more updates on the light department project and other projects going on in town.
Thanks, Tony. Construction is powering along at 136 Access Road as the Norwood Light Department makes extensive renovations to its future home. The 57,000 square foot structure will house all light department vehicles, offices, and a customer service center. Superintendent Jim Collins gives us a status report.
We've started the demolition, and if you can see from the old tennis club, you can see the large area will be divided into 3 basic areas. One will be for stock and warehousing, one will be for the vehicle, and then the third part will be additional office space that we'll be creating as part of this renovation.
Most of the vehicle storage area that we're standing in has been demoed, including all the mechanical equipment, the old electrical equipment, and most of the old fire protection. This week we started structural steel retrofit on all the existing vents of the vehicle storage building. The ceiling structure, the beams are getting stiffened with additional plate steel on the bottom part of the flange. We're doing this in 3 sections across the whole garage bay, and then we're also going to be doing some retrofit work on all the columns to bring the existing structure up to the current code.
We started the project. The start date was December 11th. The projected timeline to complete the project is 12 months, so we anticipate being in the building this time next year.
Thanks, Superintendent Collins. We look forward to more updates as the construction progresses. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government. And I'm your host, Kristen McDonald.
Thanks for joining me for another update.
It was a hard-fought battle at Murray Field.
Everybody you know and you like and you pal around with and you hang out with is here. Your home.
Your home.
Your home. Your home.
Your home for all things Norwood.
Welcome back to Norwood News. On Monday, the Planning Board met in room 24 to continue business for the new year. Agenda items included an update on the sign committee from member Debbie Homewood and a discussion of trends and condition for the town carried over from the end of 2018. Boston Skating Club has submitted to a site plan to the board, and this past Monday, the board voted to endorse the plan and sign off on it.
We're going to be signing the final site plan for Skating Club of Boston.
But we have that already.
And everyone is prepared to sign off on that? We don't need a motion, or do we?
No.
Okay.
If you want to make a motion to endorse the plan, I think that's probably the more formal way to approach it. The plan's right before Patrick.
Make a motion to endorse the plan of Boston Skating Club.
I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 4.
The Planning Board will meet again in the coming weeks. In their first meeting after the new year, the Board of Selectmen opened their meeting with the Chairman's address given by Selectman Chair Tom Maloney. The Chairman's address is a first for the Board, and it outlined the goals of the Board for the new year. During the Selectmen's addenda, the room turned its attention to longtime Selectman Administrative Assistant Fran Gesso. Gesso announced her retirement in the fall, and the first meeting of the year would be Miss Gesso's final meeting. The Board wished her fond farewells before they adjourned for the evening.
I can never say enough how much you and Christina have individually assisted me in the efforts I try to work on, so thank you very much, and I hope you really enjoy it.
You're here on a daily basis, and the public meets you, and you've done a fabulous job over the years, and we appreciate it very, very, very much.
I'm going to miss you sincerely, and we look forward to celebrating this occasion with you. Thank you very much for your service to us and to the town of Norwood.
She is the heart and soul, the heart, the lungs, whatever you want to say. She runs this place along with Christina Mulvihill. They make our lives extremely easy. And I want to thank you for that. And most importantly, I want to thank you for friendship.
No, but thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, and your love. It has been a pleasure working with you these past few years, and I know you're going to enjoy your retirement. We're not going to say goodbye, we're going to say arrivederci, because we will see you again, of course.
Also on Tuesday night, the Library Board of Trustees met in their usual setting. The first meeting of the new year was filled with goals and the discussion of ways to achieve them. Such goals include reevaluating the library's most popular book series to better serve the town, timeline reviews of capital projects on the schedule for this year, and plans for a lot of fundraisers. Here's a reminder that a library card is free and available in person or online to all. You just need to show proof of residency. The library is always running unique programs and purchasing new books and items for the community to use, so pop by in 2019. The last meeting of Tuesday night was the Trails Subcommittee, who met in room 24. Along with discussing reorganization and future trail walks and winter strategy, discussions shifted to an exciting opportunity to develop more trails in Norwood, specifically around the newly vacated land where Lost Brook Golf Course once stood.
Good lay of the land. It's relatively flat in the golf courses anyway. Yeah, it is a little hillier from what we saw in the woods. There's lots of deer evidence. We had to step around. And so there's definitely wildlife, and look, there's potential, and I'm sure we'll be in touch with the skating club in the future about possible plans and see if we can, as the golf course returns to its wildness again, that we can plan some trails in there.
The next meeting for the Trails Subcommittee is Tuesday, January 22nd. Wednesday night, the school committee held a meeting at the Police and Fire Community Room. The sole agenda item of the night was an ethics training that was scheduled by the town manager, Tony Mizuko. The training was presented by Jason Tate of the Office of Campaign and Political Finance. Mr. Tate gave a 40-minute presentation about the state rules and regulations related to overrides and what elected officials can and cannot do. Members of the school committee, various town committees and commissions, and some PTO members were in attendance. The next school committee meeting will be January 16th in their meeting room at the Savage Center. Also on Wednesday night, the Community Preservation Committee held their meeting in room 24 of Town Hall. During the 2-hour meeting, the committee discussed multiple agenda items. The main topic of discussion was the CPA applications that were received at the end of 2018. The committee reviewed the applications and discussed multiple guidelines and questions that were brought up for each application. Later in the meeting, the committee covered the monthly financial review and gave an update on the status of the St. Gabriel's Chapel and the CPA balance. The next meeting for the Community Preservation Committee will be January 23rd. The PBCC met Thursday night at Town Hall. Old business was discussed and new plans were introduced for the new year. The board provided an update on the St. Gabriel Chapel in early January. The board also discussed continued negotiations between designers for town hall projects. The board will meet again in upcoming weeks. To watch complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
Your home for all things Norwood, online at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.
Welcome back. Now let's toss it over to our friend Tim Rose to find out what is happening around the Norwood School District.
Hi guys, let's take a look at some activities happening around our Norwood school community. The Norwood High School Visual Arts Department announced that 6 of their students' artwork has been chosen as part of a statewide art exhibition sponsored by Massachusetts Art Educator Association. Their work will be on display in February and March at the State Transportation Building in Boston. Let's take a look at their work. Congratulations for being recognized for your talents. The Coakley Middle School students are motivated and ready to take on 2019. Dr. Frasick is also ready to take on the new year and took a ride on the bus to set expectations. She also covered a STEM class and learned about the design process. Students were using Wiser. Teachers can create online worksheets containing video, audio, images, and a variety of questions such as matching, sorting, drawing, fill in the blanks, and labeling hotspots on a picture. Worksheets can be shared via Google Classroom and many questions can be auto-graded. Things went a little crazy at the Oldham School when the student participated in Crazy Hair Day. Students had some fun, so let's take a look. At the Cleveland School, Miss Money and the Coins paid a visit to the Cleveland School to talk about money sense. The interactive musical presentation talked about saving, sharing, and spending. The students had fun and learned at the same time. That is a sign of a great assembly. The first graders in Miss Boulet's class completed a gingerbread STEM activity as part of a unit on Jan Brett and the book Gingerbread Baby. Students worked in teams to create a strong and stable bridge made out of toothpicks and mini marshmallows. The bridge had to be able to hold a gingerbread man cookie for 10 seconds over a tub of water. Students used their science skills to make predictions, engineering skills to design a structure, mathematics skills to count supplies, and technology skills to record their before and after results on their Seesaw online portfolios. The students all completed the project with success. The Balch School is a place with students from many different cultures. Recently, the 5th grade had a cultural feast to celebrate all the different cultures at the school. Some well-known and others not as common, such as Nepal and Haiti. To celebrate the cultures, the 5th grade had a cultural feast, where students brought in a dessert or meal from their culture and all the tables were filled with exotic foods. The cultural feast was a fun way to celebrate all the cultures at the Balch School. The following script of this newscast was written by Balch 5th grader Emily Vieira. The Balch 5th grade GOB is about testing your knowledge about the world's geography in a competition. 60 5th graders took a difficult test to qualify for the school-level GOB. Only 22 students qualified for the school-level GOB. In the end, Bella Morgan was the first place winner, I was the runner-up, and John Lynch came in third place. All the participants were nervous and excited. The school-level GOB took place on Thursday, December 20th, 2018, in the Balch School cafeteria. The GOB is important because it tests your knowledge about world geography and cultures. It also determines who may continue on to the state level. The winner will take the state qualification exam and hopefully continue to the state competition. Congrats to the winners, and thanks to Emily for writing my script. Well, that's it for school news. To learn more, check the website, Facebook, and watch Norwood Community Media. Now let's go to Brian Dunn with the latest sports news.
Thanks, Tim, and welcome to the first sports update of the 2019 year. We have a lot to catch you up on, so let's get started down at the gym where Norwood girls basketball put on a fantastic display of what has continued to be an undefeated campaign for them thus far. And this one was a clinic put on by the girls basketball team in the NHS gym. Ball movement was a huge factor in the success there, as you see Taylor Brinklow getting the inside layup. Outside scoring as well, Samantha Reen draining the 3-ball on the right side there. And as I mentioned earlier, big thing here is ball movement. Coach Lepley's team is just one that looks for the open shots, isn't selfish with passing, and just gets the job done, as they were routing Milford in the first half. And you see right there, once again, inside passing and ball movement. And here's a prime example. Check out how many passes are scored here. Now, I'm no math maker, but that looks like a formula for success to me. Norwood absolutely routs Milford by a final score of 61-19.
So we're here 6-0. What do you think the biggest factor is in being undefeated?
I think just the unselfishness of our team. We're very young, so we're still learning, but you could even see it in that game. They just really try to get the best shot. They're not worried about their individual points, but they really come together collectively as a team.
So they all appear as though they're always on the same page and always know where each other are. Is that something you coach, or is that something they came in with?
I think that a little bit of both. A lot of the girls have played together since they were little, so that's really helpful. But they've just, like I said, they've really come together as a team. They love being around each other. They're really, really fun to coach, so we have a lot of fun together, and that's something that you really can't teach.
To Bag Show we go. New Year's Eve doubleheader action. Girls hockey gets us started first. Early in the first period, the defense was tested on a penalty shot. Jenna Mazzola stuffs the penalty shot on the right side. You see it on the replay here. Poise and perfection. That's what we call a kick save and a beauty. The Mustangs get on the board here just moments later. Marissa Cataldo cracking the net on the left side. Going hard to the net here. Looked like it was tipped at first, but nevertheless puts one home. And unfortunately, the Rebels would tack on a couple more, would win this by a final score of 3-1. Boys will follow suit here just moments later, and again, another fast-paced game. As you see here, Jake Russo coming down the right side. Norwood would get some shots early in the first period, but it would end 0-0. And now to the second period, let's have the call.
Again. Oh, here we go. Hey! Goal! Get the puck to the net. Great shot, kept it low. Traffic out front of the net. It's huge. That's a big. That's one of the better power plays we've seen all season long.
Captain Aiden Reardon got the Mustangs on the board, but the Rebels were just one goal better in this one by a final score of 2-1. To the mat, Broderick Gymnastics in Walpole, Norwood taking on Norton in a Tri-Valley League meet. It was a high-scoring affair for both teams. In fact, so much high scoring, Norwood set the record for most points ever recorded in a gymnastics meet. So once again, a huge win for the Mustangs, 138.35 to 122.5 over Norton. And back to the court, boys basketball just this past Tuesday took on the Dover Sherborne Raiders in a Tri-Valley League matchup. And outside scoring was a big factor here for the Mustangs in their second half rally. You see Ben Grasso getting a three-pointer, and Ben Tomasello from the elbow, not afraid to get going offensively. And Damari Daniels, as you see, just coming up, splitting defenders left to right here, outside to in, getting the bucket to fall. But unfortunately, that lead was too much to overcome, and Dover Sherborne would win by 56-35 final score. And in track and field news, they were busy over the break, as you see here on the tweet via NHS_Mustangs. Multiple medal winners, including a first place finish from Catherine Hurley in the win over Hopkinton. And Olivia Beaudet and the freshman-sophomore meet placed second in the 2-mile run, and Caroline Davies set a personal record in the 3,000-meter race by a time of 43.92 seconds.
And in wrestling, after some wins against Newton South and Excel in a quad meet, the Mustangs dropped the Tri-Valley match at home to the Lancers 48-16. And over the break, we had a few Mustang alumni games, which was an opportunity to relive the glory days and catch up with some old teammates. Earlier in the month, the girls basketball took on the current Mustang team, and the volleyball team got together for a quick scrimmage. And after a 15-year drought, the Norwood boys hockey boosters brought back the alumni game and played a Winter Classic game on New Year's Day. This was a fundraiser for the boys team, and after the game, everybody gathered at the Old Colonial for lunch and to watch the NHL Winter Classic. The girls hockey team took on the alumni team, and the current team took them down 4-2. It was a lot of fun had by all, and we look forward to hearing from the alumni next year. And that's all for sports. To stay up to date, be sure to follow NHS_Mustangs on Twitter or visit norwoodmustangs.com for scheduling information. Back to you, Kristen.
Thanks, Brian. If there's one thing that we can all relate to, it's the fact that sometimes the things we never see coming can leave a bigger impact on us than we know. Last year, NHS junior Dan Gruber stumbled into a new opportunity that has become a massive part of his life. Erin Crowley has the story.
You're okay.
Dan Gruber is a junior in the TV program at Norwood High School. He frequently reports for Mustang Magazine and loves his job managing the studio as floor director of the school's daily live news program, NHS Update.
That's good, but we need Rebel more. We see all of Georgia, but not Rebel.
And he loves dogs.
Darn. Stuff, and I was trying to rep you. You're my favorite, but you're ruining me right now.
A little
I see, now you're cute.
In 2017, these two passions collided, just a couple of miles away in Walpole at GOFI, Golden Opportunities for Independence.
We were doing TV stories in our class, and I was struggling for ideas, and someone came up to me and was like, I know of this place, it's called GOFI, and I contacted them on Facebook, and I did a TV story about them, and they hired me after they liked TV production and wanted to add more to it.
Dan was happy to come on board, and GOFI Executive Director Pauline Hogler felt lucky to have him.
It's amazing. It starts with, I've had a lot of young people just come because they love the animals. So they come, they start working with us.
Together, the team is creating more media buzz and coverage for the nonprofit and how it serves all people in communities within a 25-mile radius.
GOFI Dog is a service dog program where we breed, raise, train, and place service dogs with people with disabilities free of charge. We focus on the service dogs, but the training is the same whether it's a service dog, a pet dog, a therapy dog, anything like that.
Dan designs graphics, generates social media and web content, and most recently started producing a talk show called Gabbin' with GOFI.
Gabbin' with GOFI is our new show with all things GOFI. It's still kind of coming together, just filming some of it recently, and it's exciting. Training, game show segments, interviews, just informing everyone about us and what's going on.
The prospective senior in high school with college on the horizon is thankful for what GOFI has taught him at just 17 years young.
I've learned to appreciate life more, that my life isn't always as bad as I might seem, the beauty of life and the fragileness of everything, and happiness, just pure happiness.
Those interested in adopting a furry companion through GOFI can begin the application process online at www.gofidog.org.
Oh, give me a bath, thank you.
For Norwood Community Media, I'm Erin Crowley.
Thanks, Erin. If you're interested in volunteering, adopting, or fostering a service dog, check out our neighbors in Walpole at GOFI. Thanks to Dan and the GOFI team for everything that your organization does. On Wednesday night, the Morrill Memorial Library hosted a presentation called Islam in America, which was presented by Together Yes. Many Norwood residents were in attendance to learn more about the Islamic religion in America. To watch the full presentation, tune into the NCM Town channel in the upcoming weeks. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.